Thank you for taking the time today to learn how Denver Labor performs restitution work. I'm Jeff Garcia, Executive Director of Denver Labor. Auditor O'Brien, I would like to thank you for taking the time to learn about Denver Labor and offer our help. Denver Labor works for all of the city. We work for the City and County of Denver to ensure employees and employers get the benefit of our wonderful community. We work to ensure lawful enforcement of labor laws, wage laws, and ensure that everyone who's doing work in the city is getting paid appropriately. Denver Labor enforces 5 laws. Prevailing wage, that's the wages employees need to be paid when working on a construction project funded by the City and County of Denver. Davis-Bacon, that's the amount employees should be paid when working on a construction project in Denver when it's paid by the federal government. Minimum wage, that's the minimum wage anyone working any job in Denver must be paid. Contractor minimum wage, that's the wages a contractor for the City and County of Denver must pay on a certain group of employees, typically not on a construction project. And living wage is a narrow set of contractor wages that apply to very few employees. Currently, the minimum wage is greater than the living wage, and minimum wage will be enforced. Denver's labor laws help the entire community, especially when they're applied correctly. Employers get the workforce they need, employees get good wages and job protection, the city gets the goods and services it needs, and we create an attractive market where employers and employees want to be. Right now, we're working to be as flexible and adaptive as possible. We want to make sure everyone's getting paid correctly, but we want to do it with the least intrusive nature as possible. We're doing a good job. Currently, we're enforcing on numerous projects across the city. We're auditing 100% of payrolls. 69,000 payrolls were looked at last year. We recovered more than 600,000 in underpayments to employees, and more than 19,000 employees had the benefit of working with Denver Labor. Last year, we had $4.7 billion in projects. This year, we'll have even more. We're here to help you. We're here to help employers, employees, or even if you know someone who's working and is subject to a Denver labor law and they need our help, give us a call, contact us. We're on the web at denverauditor.org/labor, Denver Labor. You can email us at wagecomplaints@denvergov.org, or you can call us at 720-913-5039. We're fortunate today to have one of our absolutely best analysts providing a great presentation for us on restitution. I'd like to thank Chris Wat for the opportunity or for his work in providing this presentation as we all learn a little bit more about Denver Labor. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Jeff. Let's go ahead and dive right into the PowerPoint and learn how restitution works within the City and County of Denver. There are 3 city ordinances that can result in restitution payments: prevailing wage ordinance, contractor minimum wage ordinance, and the citywide minimum wage ordinance. To learn more about these city ordinances, please visit the Denver Labor website and check out our past Facebook Live presentations on the Denver Labor Facebook page. Several presentations have covered these ordinances in detail. For work covered by the Denver Prevailing Wage Ordinance, there are 4 commonly used wage determinations: building, heavy, highway, and OHR. The building wage determination applies to any work inside the foundation or footprint of the building structure. The heavy wage determination applies to any work completed outside the foundation or footprint of the building structure. The highway wage determination applies to any work completed on roadways, streets, highways, and parking lots. The OHR wage determination covers miscellaneous classifications, including appliance mechanics and sign erectors. Listed on this slide are some examples of work classifications covered by the Contractor Minimum Wage City Ordinance. Some of these examples are catering, concessions, hospitality, ramp and cargo, miscellaneous classifications including traveler customer service, rental car employees, and parking lot attendants. Maintenance and security are also included. Listed on this slide are the dates for minimum rate increases according to the city's contractor minimum wage ordinance. Beginning on July 1st of 2019 last year, the contractor minimum wage was set at $13 an hour. This year, the contractor minimum wage increased from $13 to $14 on July 1st. In 2021, the contractor minimum wage rate will increase to $15 on July 1st. And every year after 2021, the contractor minimum wage will increase according to the prior year's regional consumer price index increase, if any. Citywide minimum wage covered work. Any work performed after January 1st, 2020 within the city and county of Denver falls under the citywide minimum wage ordinance. There are some exceptions, including certified youth programs, independent contractors, work totaling less than 4 hours, outside travelers passing through Denver, and additionally food, beverage, and restaurant workers. The employer can reduce the obligation for a tip credit of up to $3.02. Here are some key dates for the citywide minimum wage ordinance. On January 1st, 2020 of this year, the citywide minimum rate was raised to $12.85. On January 1st of 2021 of next year, the citywide minimum rate will increase from $12.85 to $14.77. The citywide minimum rate will increase to $15.87 at the beginning of 2022. Every year, including and after 2023, the increase is based on the prior year's regional consumer price index increase, if any. On this table, you can see that the Denver citywide minimum wage and Denver contractor minimum wage overlap each other. Contractors and employees, please be aware that the Denver contractor minimum wage increased to $14 on July 1st of this year. Please note that in the case of work falling under multiple city minimum wage ordinances, the highest wage will always prevail. For more information regarding this Denver citywide minimum wage and Denver contractor minimum wage schedules, please visit the Denver Labor website and check out our past Facebook Live presentations on the Denver Labor Facebook page. If you would like to view this table again, it is available, like I said, on the Denver Labor website. If you have any questions regarding timelines and rate increases for Denver citywide minimum wage and contractor minimum wage, please reach out to my office. Restitution for employees. Contractors and subcontractors working for the city must always comply with prevailing wage and contractor minimum wage ordinances. Employers that are not contractually working for the city must comply with the citywide minimum wage. Contractors should always apply the highest of the 3 wages to the project or work they're completing. Here's a quick overview of the steps taken by my office when a complaint is received regarding pay. The process begins with a complaint being filed to the Denver Labor Office, which in turn, our office will then assess the complaint to see if any investigation is necessary. If the complaint is found to be valid, Denver Labor will contact the employer, evaluate the complaint, and determine whether any restitution is owed. The Denver Labor Office will resolve the complaint once proof of restitution payment is provided. To submit a complaint to the Denver Labor's office, the complaint must be made in writing. You can submit an official complaint directly from our Denver Labor website, which includes the form to fill out. The Denver Labor website offers official complaint forms in both English and Spanish. Complaints can be submitted for each of the city's minimum wage ordinances, including prevailing wage, contractor minimum wage, and citywide minimum wage. Please contact our office via phone, email, or our website online with any complaints or questions regarding your rate of pay within the city and county of Denver. Once a complaint is filed with our office will evaluate if the complaint meets requirements for investigation. If a Denver prevailing wage analyst will then contact the employer to request backup documentation regarding the complaint made initially. Our office analyzes the documentation sent by both parties, complainant and employer. If the complaint is valid after reviewing the documentation, our office will determine the total amount owed to the individual or anyone affected. A prevailing wage analyst will ensure to find any additional restitution for other employees affected by the initial complaints. The Denver Labor Office will close the case once proof of restitution payments are provided. Employers may send restitution checks directly to employees owed or to the auditor's office for distribution. If an individual is not able to pick up the restitution check, the check will be available in a city fund for 2 years. There is a link under the Denver Labor website titled, "Are You Owed Money?" for a current list of individuals with restitution checks waiting to be picked up. If you see your name on the list provided on our website, please contact my office via phone or email at your earliest convenience to receive your restitution money. Restitution for employers. Contractors working for the city and county of Denver or any business operating within city limits that have paid their workers below the required prevailing and or minimum wages must pay back the difference to meet city wage law requirements. A Denver labor analyst will review all certified payrolls submitted by contractors utilizing a software called LCP Tracker. If an underpayment is identified on LCP Tracker, the contractor who submitted the payroll will receive an email notification like the one shown on the slide. Prevailing wage analysts will provide employers with a LCP Tracker restitution spreadsheet to calculate total restitution owed and total deductions for each employee affected by the underpayment. Please ensure if you receive a restitution spreadsheet that you include the employee's information, including social security number, telephone number, the employee's job classifications, total hours worked, including overtime hours, and the total restitution amounts owed. There's an example of what the penalty or of what the spreadsheet looks like that you will have to fill out if you owe any of your employees money. As a contractor, you must sign and date the spreadsheet when restitution is paid out. Please also include the check number associated with the restitution payments on the spreadsheet. If an employer decides to send a restitution check to the Denver Labor Office for distribution, please ensure that when writing the checks out that you include the employee's name and include or city and county of Denver. An example of a proper restitution check is shown on the slide. Please make checks out to the auditor's office with the address provided on the slide. Penalty reports are provided by prevailing wage analysts to help calculate total amounts of restitution owed for a given project or contractor. An example of the penalty report is shown on the slide currently. Additionally, the city may impose fines and penalties for failure to report or false reporting of certified payrolls. As mentioned previously, please visit our website online for additional information about Denver wages, restitution process, restitution stories, and video tutorials on how to fill out restitution spreadsheets and writing restitution checks. All of our Facebook Live presentations are archived on the Denver Labor Facebook page for viewing at your own convenience. At this time, I would like to ask if anyone viewing has any questions.
Thanks, Chris. At the moment, it doesn't look like we have any questions, but it is great that you reminded them that if they do have any questions, they can look at our archives or come back and look at this video again. I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to learn about Denver Labor, what we do, and I'd really like to thank Chris. He's done a wonderful job. Thank you so much.